come out real wide. Now that was a lot of fun, fellas. I hope you enjoyed watching that half as much as I enjoyed doing it, because it was the most fun I've had since the last time I took a CR125 around the compound here. This thing's an absolute ripper. The motor's brand new on it. I've got 4 pages of information to go over with you guys, but I guess I'll start with the fact that if you're looking for a bike to take to MX Rewind, or you want to line up at Daytona against some of the retired factory riders and you want a bike that can win, you should buy this bike. In fact, I was watching some YouTube videos last night of Daytona last year, and it was won by an RM125 from the same era. On a tight track, these things are absolute magic, and this thing is absolutely mechanically perfect and cosmetically stunning. It's a 1997 CR125 that has been made to look like a 1995. You can't get these plastics anymore, the purple plastics. These are OEM reproductions that look exactly like it would have came out of the box in 95. The seat is the original Honda seat. You can see it's in mint condition, as is the gas tank. The shroud graphics are new, the tank graphics are new, and the bike's, that's just the cosmetic end of it. The bike's been completely mechanically restored. I guess I'll start off with the motor. I think based off the video, you can tell this thing's a motor of doom. It absolutely rips. It shreds and wheelies in every gear. This is a full frame off rebuild on this bike. The frame was stripped and painted with an automotive quality paint, the original Honda paint code. The forks and rear shock, I guess we'll go over that stuff before I do the motor actually. The forks and rear shock were rebuilt by Pro Action Suspension, all new bushings, seals, nitrogen, springs, everything's been redone on the suspension. It's nice and fresh. All new linkage bearings. I'll just give you a blanket statement. All the bearings have been replaced on the bike, but I'll give you the list of it. New linkage bearings, new steering head bearings, new swing arm bearings, and new wheel bearings. Everything's just been freshened up. It's a crank up rebuild. It was done by, the engine was done by none other than Betancourt's Honda, who used to do Jojo Keller's national bikes. They are one of the best 2-stroke engine builders in New England. Betancourt Hondas actually provided an NOS. This is a brand new cylinder and head. This is not a board cylinder. It's not an NOS cylinder. A used cylinder or a replated. This is an NOS brand new Honda cylinder and head. I'm not even sure you can still get them, but this one is new. All the engine hardware is brand new NOS. The original crank was rebuilt with NOS parts. The compression tests, we just tested it. It's a perfect 195 PSI, and evidenced by the 3-gear wheelies at my 230 pounds on it. There's a pretty good sign. Under 5 hours ride time on the whole bike since it's been completed. It's just basically broken in and ready to send it. Take this right to the line at Unadilla for MX Rewind. You'll be golden. The clutch cover on this side is a Boyson factory racing cover, but go take a look at the other side when you make your way around. That's an NOS Ramirez Honda Racing ignition cover. I've never even seen one before. I don't know how you'd even get one, but it is absolutely a unique feature of this bike. This whole side of the motor looks pretty cool with the HPP power valve. You can see all the gaskets, the intake, the base gasket, the HPP valve, the crush washer. Everything's brand new on the gaskets, and the motor's freshly rebuilt and repainted. And that's a brand new cylinder. The shift lever, this is a brand new OEM shift lever. All new cables, clutch cable, throttle cable, new chain sliders and rollers, new Renthal chain and sprockets on the back here, and a new chain guide. So that's page, go to the next page. The brake pads and rotors are brand new. The brake calipers and the master cylinders have been rebuilt. The rear hub, this is a new old stock Honda, brand new rear hub. Take a close look at that rear hub, Junior. NOS, rear hub and rim. Good luck finding another one. I'm not sure that you can still get these.
Laced with new stainless spokes.
And it was also laced with new stainless spokes, as Junior just said. So the rear wheel is about as good as a rear wheel assembly as you'll ever get for this bike, and it's OEM. The plastics are all NOS, new UFO plastics. The graphics are replicas of the 95 graphics, so this looks just like a 95. Has the OEM Honda front fork and rotor guards. Has OEM Honda rear rotor and caliper guards, all new. It has a brand new HGS pipe with an FMS silencer, and it works like magic. It has new works connection frame guards and skid plate. You can see the controls are graced with a high-end set of Renthal bars. The original radiators are still in mint condition, excellent condition with OEM vents. Lots of new hardware everywhere you look on the bike. The original pegs you can see are nice and straight, and they have new springs on them. They've been reconditioned. It's a super clean machine. New air filter, new Ori grips, brand new gold chain, has VPT2 race fuel, new gear lube, and it's got a brand new set of Dunlop 952. Look at the front tire on this thing. It's still got the hairy nubs on it. The rear hairy nubs are on the front of the Danger Ranger right now because I just did a massive hole shot over there. But the rear tires got maybe, well, 25 minutes ride time that I just put on it doing this video. So just an absolutely stunning piece. Some really cool hardware everywhere you look. It's got gold-plated hardware holding on the side number plates. Again, Pro Action rebuilt the suspension. Betancourt's Honda did the motor, and it was a frame-off restoration. Ask yourself, what do you think it would cost? How many hours labor to completely dismantle the engine and rebuild it completely, paint the frame, rebuild the suspension, your paint, go through every bearing and bushing on the machine and make sure everything's 100% or replace it. You're looking at a 50-hour project for sure, and it's done and ready to go. The bike, I just got done riding it. It'll go back in the detail shop for a final detail. The crossbar pad is a brand new Renthal crossbar pad. It's got brand new Ori grips on it. New air filter, new front brake lever, new front clutch lever. Well, not front clutch. New clutch lever, new brake lever. Those are brand new. New gear lube. And coolant was flushed and filled again. And, of course, the tires and tubes are new. So I think I got everything on there. Gold chain, that pretty much summarizes it. There's well over $5,000 been invested in this bike, clearly, and it is absolutely stunning, ready to go. Probably the nicest CR125 we've had through the shop yet to date.
This is built by my friend Pat Kippenhan, and him and his uncle are CR freaks. And it's worth noting this was an enthusiast build. It wasn't something that was just refreshed for sale. Pat is totally obsessed with these CRs. He's got a small collection himself, just picked up a CR500, and he's the type of guy to spend hundreds of dollars on new old stock plastics. But he built this bike to ride for himself, and money wasn't really money wasn't an object building this bike. He just made it proper. It was just like us in the shop when we're building our race bikes, whatever it took to make it perfect for the track. So he put under 5 hours on it, guys, and money was a little bit tight, and he's going to CR500s. So he offered this one for sale, and this was an easy sale for me, guys. Documented rebuild, and this is definitely one that I'll sign off on. If you're looking for a steely 125, this is really as good as it gets.
She'll go back in the detail shop for a final detail, and Wizard will give it a once-over, and then she's going into the museum to be on display until it goes to its new home. If you want a kick-ass classic CR, this is one of the best turning frames Honda ever made. Buy this bike. You're not going to find a nicer one anywhere. I don't know of any other CRs of this level of rebuild for sale anywhere at this point right now. So the only one we had nicer than this was a NOS brand new right out of the crate one that was never started. Two of them actually. We had two twin brand new CRs, and those sold for big money in short order. So this one's done, folks. Put your racing numbers on it. Roll it up to the line. It needs nothing. Brake, suspension, motor, everything's done. Thanks for watching. God bless the United States of America.